Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got a big show lined up for you. All right, we got to talk about firing Ryan Day. I don't think there's any question. It just has to be done. We're also going to talk about Mike Mathews, an update on him. But first, let's talk about Ryan Day. Now, as you know, there's been a pretty good number of people up in Ohio that want rid of him. And I really couldn't understand it. I covered this for months, primarily because of the Connor Stallions, the sign stealing, which just intrigued the crap out of me.
Sign stealer guy.
The possible connection to Tennessee and all of that. But I kept hearing from Ohio State fans that wanted rid of the guy. I looked at his winning percentage. It was 87%. He was recruiting like crazy. Now, granted, it's helpful to have $20 million, but still, he had put a wide receiver crew together I'd never seen before in college. And then two outstanding running backs. I'm like, man, he is recruiting in all the right places. And then got Caleb Downs as a safety.
My Alabama Crimson Tide.
Which he can thank the Ohio State fans for that, because Ohio State put the word out to the fans, said, if you want Caleb Downs, we need money. And they crashed a couple of sites when that happened. So Ohio State, they take care of their team pretty good financially, that's for sure. But there was still a big group, especially after Michigan beat him the fourth time. And I tried to explain the first couple of times wasn't on him. His first year, he crushed Michigan. And then Connor Stallions waltzed in, and all of a sudden, Michigan was unbeatable. And we now know why. He was busy getting their signs.
Allegedly.
Well, when Michigan beat him this year, now granted, that was a bad loss. And I think it had to do with Ryan Day getting upset because Lou Holtz called him soft or the team soft, and it drove him crazy. So he decided he was going to show that he wasn't. He was going to run the ball at him. Didn't need to do that. Michigan can stop the run, but I don't think anybody could stop these wide receivers. So anyway, that one was on him, and he has a little bit of Butch Jones in him. He'll come out and give you the five-star hearts crap and that type of stuff and, upset people. But 87% is outstanding, and you haven't had any big scandals or anything like that. So, it's like, what's the problem? And then Tennessee was able to buy 30,000 tickets at their home field. That's how down they were on him. Well, after the last couple of games, not so much. So all we were hearing was this.
Fire Ryan Day.
It's the worst moment of my life. You got to fire Ryan Day.
I'll never recover from this. Fire Ryan Day yesterday.
Yeah, fire Ryan Day. Well, let me tell you what they're saying now. Yeah, showing people right there, they're deleting their fire Ryan Day tweets. No, that's classic. Said, yeah, everybody's getting rid of those tweets. And here's one that says, his name is Ryan Day. He dyes his beard and dresses like a Kohl's manager, but he beats almost everyone. His only defect is he can't beat Michigan and is soft as hell. Oh, God. That's from Moneyball, of course. Well, I think you need to let up on Ryan Day. They just beat the crap out of Oregon. I told you folks I had picked them to win the whole thing after we played them. Nobody had done that to Tennessee's defense all year. We were a top 5 defense. We controlled the ball pretty well. Only team that had some success against us was Georgia at Georgia, and that was it. And they didn't do what Ohio State did to us. Look, when you've got wide receivers like they do that are off the charts, they've got something like 4 or 5 five-star guys up there, and I don't understand how they keep getting them, because even the money isn't enough if you can't play the guys. So their backups are 5 stars. It's just a fact. And then the Jeremiah Smith dude. And I showed you this. I'd never seen a ranking over 100, but this was his class ranking in 2024. He got 101. He was the #1 player in the country, wide receiver, all that. Have y'all ever seen anybody get a ranking over 100? I never have, and nobody can cover him. Oregon threw everything they had at him. And I told you Oregon was going to struggle against them, even though I know they beat them at Oregon by a point. Their defense is not that good. And Ohio State's just got too much talent to throw at them. I thought Oregon would score a little bit better than they did. It was 34 to freaking nothing. Yeah, with 2:59 to go in the second quarter, 34 to nothing. And then finally, Oregon started going on 4th down every single play, and they finally started scoring some points. I was a little bit surprised when they were down 20 with 4 minutes to go that they didn't go for it on 4th down and like 12, even though it was well in their side of the field. It was like, what are you doing? It's like he just gave up. I think Dan Lanning realized he couldn't win, but I was like, You don't give up with 4 minutes left. You got to go. I don't care if it's 4th and 100, you got to go for it. So anyway, I think you're going to see a lot of the Fire Ryan Day people tamp it down.
Add it up. Simmer. Plus down. Plus now. Equals simmer down now. Now simmer down now.
Yeah, they need to simmer down for sure. Now we're going to talk about Mike Mathews. Now what we're seeing is he's now in the portal. They've got him listed as a 4-star now. He was a 5-star or just about in high school, but they've got him at a 92 ranking, which is probably just based on the fact he didn't go out there and just light up the world as a freshman. And that's pretty typical what they do in the transfer portal. They'll just rank you what they think you legitimately are. Anyway, we were not able to keep him for the time being. And I was listening to Austin Price this morning, and he said, you know, if he goes in the portal, that is not a good sign that he's probably gone. So we're probably just going to have to realize that's the case unless something changes. And who knows, maybe it'll change while I'm doing this video, but it doesn't sound good at all. And then I also heard on Off the Hook, Dave Hooker said that there's a problem between the receivers and Kelsey Pope. I can tell you what that would be. I played at Tennessee. Now, it wasn't in football. I played on the golf team. But I can tell you right now, if guys aren't getting to play enough, there's going to be problems between the coach and the players. That is the way it is.
He ain't lying.
Guys can't stand to sit on the bench. They were the best player at their high school and in their county, probably in their part of the state. And if you're sitting on the bench, you're mad. I don't give a crap how good the coach is. You're angry. The only way you might not be is if you're undefeated and you win a championship, you might keep your mouth shut. But I'm telling you, if you're sitting on the bench, you're disgruntled. So I don't think Mike Mathews was happy with the amount of play time he got. And, you know, I can kind of understand that. But on the other hand, you were just a true freshman. So, you know, everybody wants to go out there and do what this Jeremiah Smith guy did. That's very rare. But I can understand that mindset. I really can. Also, I know we've got Malik Benson from Florida State's going to come in for a visit. He's a wide receiver. And I heard from TJ from Double Fries. I asked him about that guy. And he said he's about the level of a Squirrel White. He said he's a little bit slower than Squirrel, but maybe a little bit better receiver. So just kind of, it'd almost be trade-off, honestly. And he asked me about Squirrel, and I said super fast, tough. He's not very big, not great on 50-50 balls, but he'll stretch the field for you. So we might end up getting Malik, and they may end up getting Squirrel. So we'll see how that plays out. Of course, we're waiting on the 5-star from USC, the two brothers. We still don't know if we got a visit with them or not. I know we're going all in on that. So we'll be looking for some news in the transfer portal coming up. But anyway, that's the update. That's not good news on Mike Mathews. We just might as well know that. So look, the whole wide receiver crew has been pretty much gutted. And it's not dissimilar to what we did with the defensive backs last year. If you'll remember, we had 10 guys leave. It's almost that many in the wide receiver room when you include tight ends. So they've kind of gutted it. I don't know how much of that's intentional and how much of that is not. I don't think Squirrel and Mathews are. The rest of them might very well have been. So anyway, that's just an update on those two issues. If you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Let's me know we'll continue to cover all these big college sports stories. If you've not subscribed, hit this little button right here. Won't cost you a dime, help you get my videos. And right over here is the most recent video that YouTube thinks you'll enjoy. And we'll see you next time on Sports Talk Jay.
You're still here? It's over. Go home.